Piece of trash. My lady? Lady Ashfield.
I am Igraine Dragonheart, sole daughter of Duke Brennan, the dragon shield of the north. I once rode the ancient dragon mother of ashes, and turned the tide against the Iron Frost barbarians, the most decorated female dragon rider in the history of the Aurelian kingdom. But for the past 10 years, I've been nothing but Lady Ashford, wife of Chief Minister Aldrich Greyvale, a woman who traded silver armor for silk dresses. I stepped closer, reaching out slowly. He slapped my hand away, but the motion tore open his ragged shirt. A dark red dragon mark, and my own mark beneath my collarbone, had been burning since the moment I stepped in here. Edmund, the boy I raised for 10 years, has a mark too, but my blood never responded to him. For 10 years I told myself, maybe he just takes after his father's side. Now, watching the living dragon fire on this slave boy's shoulder, every lie crumbled to dust. Don't be afraid, come with me. I led him through secret passages to the Dragonbone Vault, where our family keeps its most sacred relics. Behind crystal glass hung our greatest treasure, the Fang of Extinction, a lance forged from our first packed dragon's tooth, the instant the boy crossed the threshold. The Dragonbone supports hummed, ancient glyphs on the archway blazed gold. The vault recognized a Dragonheart heir. It had never reacted to Edmund. I sat across from him, tore off a piece of meat, and ate it slowly. He watched me swallow, making sure it wasn't poisoned. Then lunged at the food like a starving animal. When he finished, he looked up at me. His eyes held a question he couldn't voice. Why? I took a practice sword from the wall and dropped into the opening stance of Dragonheart spear form. The sword in his hands. From today, you are a dragon rider of our family. Learn to hide your fangs. When the moment comes, rip out every enemy's throat. I name you Kyle. In the ancient dragon tongue, it means the unburned, the one who walks through flames and remains whole. Then the dragon's nest tower shook. The mother of ashes, dormant for 10 years, raised her massive head and unleashed the wind that shook every stone. Upstairs, the birthday feast crashed to a halt. Goblets toppled. Children screamed. Aldrich went pale.
What happened?
Edmund burst into tears and buried his face in Helene's skirt. In the vault below, Kyle set down his sword and looked up. His crest blazed like a star. The Mother of Ashes had recognized the blood of her rider. She had been waiting for 2 years. I returned to the banquet hall. The guests were shaken. The Mother of Ashes hadn't roared in years. Aldrich smoothed it over with a laugh.
Perhaps she's just having a nightmare.
The guests burst into laughter. I sat down and watched. Edmund sat between Aldrich and Helene. Golden hair, soft features, grey-green eyes identical to Helene. Nothing like me.
Helene, I want that one. The big one.
Helene glanced at me timidly.
Young master, Lady Ashfield is right here.
Her mouth spoke propriety. Her hands had already peeled the fruit and placed it at his lips. Edmund bit in, grinning.
Helene always the sweetest ones, unlike someone who does nothing but drill me until my arms snap.
Aldrich ruffled his hair.
Your mother means well.
Meanwhile, his other hand drifted to Helene's collar, fingers brushing her neck, the kind of unconscious touch forged only through years of intimacy. Edmund held up the first slice of cake.
This one's for you, Helene.
He didn't glance my way. The goblet shattered in my grip. Dark wine ran between my fingers, dripping onto white linen like blood. Silence.
My love, are you hurt?
Bleeding on such a festive day, how unlucky.
Clumsy of me, I'll go change.
As I turned, I heard Edmund mutter.
She ruins everything. Can't she ever just smile?
I didn't stop. I didn't go change. I went to the garden, Aldrich's favorite place, to sort his thoughts. People always reveal themselves where they feel safe. I melted into the oak's shadow.
When is she going
Soon
to
voices
die?
came.
Soon.
Father, when is she going to die?
Soon. Once I have the scepter of Dragon Covenant, I command every dragon rider. Then your mother becomes unnecessary.
Aldrich, I'm afraid. That woman has killed more people than I can count.
She spent 10 years stitching cushions and counting pantry stock. A legendary dragon rider reduced to a housewife. No soldiers, no authority, hasn't ridden her dragon in 3 years. What's she gonna do? Fight me with her embroidery needle?
Edmund, my sweet boy, come here.
My brave little thing. 10 years pretending to call that cold woman mother. It must have been such a struggle.
I hate her. She always smells of dragon smoke and rust, like a soldier. You smell like lavender. That's how a mother should be.
I pressed my back against the tree trunk until the bark bit through silk into flesh. 10 years I read to him, bathed him, held him through fevers, poured all my love into a boy who looked at me like a stranger, while my real child scavenged scraps in a stable. I carried him 9 months and nearly died giving birth, woke from a 3-day coma, and when they placed a baby in my arms, I believed. Love made me a fool.
The old man returns from the north next month. He'll want to see his grandson. We need Edmund to perform well at the dragon trial.
Can he pass?
The Dark Witches prepared a blood-curse charm. It'll temporarily fool the dragon's senses. Just needs to hold through the ritual. After I control the scepter, it won't matter whether the drag accept him. I'll command them.
I'd heard enough. An hour later, I returned to the hall. Aldrich waited with a cup of tea.
Igraine! Where have you been? I was so worried. I made you chamomile myself, to calm your nerves.
Aldrich, I've been thinking about Helene. She's 30 and unmarried. People will talk.
His smile froze.
As lady of this house, I should arrange a match for her.
Her health is frail.
All the more reason she needs a strong man. I've chosen Sir Golas of the Eastern Marges. Strong, landownering.
Sir Golas, the kingdom's most notorious brute. 3 dead wives, all from accidents.
You can't be serious!
By old law, marriages of unwed women in the household are arranged by the lady. It's decided. The carriage arrives at dawn.
I walked out without giving him another word. The teacup shattered in his grip. At dawn, the carriage arrived. Helene took one look and fainted. Edmund ran out barefoot, kicking the carriage.
You're jealous! Everyone loves Helene and no one loves you!
I looked at this boy, the child I'd fed and raised for 10 years. Not my child, the last thread of attachments now. Looking at this arrogant boy, all I felt was guilt for Kyle, scarred and silent in the dark.
Shut up!
Aldrich rushed out and clamped a hand over Edmund's mouth.
Igraine, the boy's overraved. Helene just fainted. Her heart is weak. Perhaps we could wait a few days.
Fine. Since she's ill, she'll rest. Starting today, her quarters are sealed. No one in or out without
Helene
my
woke up
permission.
just in time to hear this. Her face turned whiter than when she'd been pretending to faint. You want to play games in my house? Fine, but I was playing war chess before you learned to read, Aldrich, and I have never lost. That night, I descended to the dragon bone vault. Kyle stood in the center, swinging his practice sword at shadows on the wall, over and over.
I know who you are. I know what they did.
I told him everything. The marriage, the birth, the coma, the switch, and what I'd heard in the garden. I softened, not finished. He set down the sword, pulled his collar open, and showed me his mark. I showed him mine. Both crests blazed gold simultaneously. Mother and son, blood calling to blood. Kyle's eyes went wet. He clenched his jaw, fighting it. 10 years had taught him that I didn't embrace him. He wasn't ready.
Save your tears for later.
I held out the sword. Every night after that, I trained him. Within a week, he could spar for an hour without rest. Within 2, he'd mastered the 12 Dragonheart spear forms. In the third week, something extraordinary happened. He was drilling the 12th form when his body shifted, weight dropping, arm extending at an impossible angle, executing a strike I had never taught him. A downward plunge aimed to pierce the gap between a dragon's neck scales, a strike only possible while diving from the dragon's back. The dragon dropped. The Dragonheart family's ultimate technique, lost for 3 generations. No books described it. No living master could teach it. It lived only in the blood.
How did you do that?
He signed, I don't know. My body remembers something my mind doesn't. Then, from 4 floors above, the dragon's nest trembled. The mother of ashes was purring. Kyle was smiling. He wrote, she is talking to me.
What did she say?
She said she has been waiting.
Tell her the waiting is almost over.
He wrote, she already knows. During the day, I fought a different war, smiling at Aldrich. Overseeing Edmund's lessons, visiting the sealed Helene, all while watching, listening, gathering. Within 3 days, I found the doctored ledgers hidden behind his study's wine rack. Over 10 years, 200,000 gold crowns had flowed from the royal military budget to the Iron Frost barbarians, funding their armies and weapons. My husband, the man I'd lifted from nothing, funding the kingdom's greatest enemy. I copied every page, sealed them in the vault that only Dragonheart blood could open, then put the originals back. Not yet. Meanwhile, I quietly reclaimed every lever of power in the cath vaults, kitchens, armory, stables. Aldrich noticed. But what could he do? Challenge his wife's right to manage her own family's castle. By autumn, no door opened and no letter left without my knowledge. And in the vault below, my true son grew stronger day by day. News arrived. My father, Duke Brennan the Dragon Shield, had crushed the Iron Frost barbarians and was returning in triumph. To celebrate, he would host the Dragonborn trial at the Dragon Cradle. The rules were simple and brutal. Face a wild, unbonded dragon alone. If it chose you, you became a dragon rider. My father sat at the center of the high platform behind him. His mount, the King of Storms, circled, a gray-blue giant with wings wide as a warship. I sat among the nobles, veiled and inconspicuous. Behind me, hidden among the servants, a small figure in a black iron mask blended into the crowd, Kyle. On the other side, Edmund rode a white stallion in golden armor, chin raised high.
Today,
my father rose.
Whoever enters the Dragon Cradle and wins a wild dragon's respect will receive our family's legendary wrasse. And I will ask the king to name them Dragon Rider!
Edmund tugged Aldrich's sleeve.
That lance is mine. Once Grandfather gives it to me, no one will dare disobey.
Aldrich smiled.
Go. Do exactly as we practiced. Everything is arranged.
Edmund entered the dragon cave. Surrounded by guards Aldrich had secretly planted. In the darkness, crimson eyes blazed. A young red dragon, 30 feet long, scales like cooled molten iron. It emerged slowly, a threatening rumble building in its throat. The blood curse charm at Edmund's waist, sending out a fake resonance. The red dragon paused, sniffing the air in confusion. On the platform above, Aldrich gripped his armrest, sweat beading on his forehead. But dragons sense emotions. This was the fatal flaw in all of Aldrich's plans. The charm could fake the scent. It couldn't change what was in the heart, and what Edmund felt for the dragon and hatred. The dragon sensed it. Its pupils contracted. Horse at the entrance broke free and bolted. The planted guards saw the raging dragon and fled. The dragon reared back, fog blowing through the gaps in its scales. At the last possible second, a dark shape dropped from a crack in the cave ceiling, silent, swift, like a diving hawk.